Welcome back. Tickled to Death, your show back up. So if you haven't caught yourself up yet, we're going to pick up where we left off last week, which was putting the new glass into the old frames. So if you haven't seen that episode, make sure to go backwards one video and catch yourself up. So here's the plan. I ain't got one. So instead, what I'm going to do is crank the forklift up, grab a shoehorn, shove the glass down in the door, leave most of the parts out of it, and then complain about the window not working right. Sounds like a plan. Great. It ought to be awesome. What kind of Chevrolet doesn't have spare parts? Welcome to this episode in the garage.
What red him in? I know you want me. Well, I want you to. What will you do? Look, child, what will you do?
I have gone through our Boxo parts and I picked out basically what I think we're going to need to get this job done. So like I said to start with, I have no earthly idea what I'm doing. So I don't know how many times I'm going to have to put this thing together and take it apart. Because certain things go in before certain other things, and take that out before you move that. And so it is going to be what it is going to be. So I guess I'll start with that bigger part right there first. And we'll go ahead and get it in. And see if it's going to be in the way. And if it is, we'll just take it back out. Can't see nothing. There we go. Loosen these up a little bit. Now what this will do is, by adjusting this, the top of the window at the sill at the roof line will go in and out. So we're just going to leave that loose, and we'll have to adjust that as we roll our window up. And that's assuming we even get to that point. All right, now I'll point out the parts that I know for sure, and hopefully those little breadcrumbs will lead us in the right direction. So I know that this part right here, you can see how there's a gap in between it. Same with this one up here. Those ride on this piece right here, if I can get it to focus. So, you know, it pinches it in between it, and the same with this piece right here. So it just pinches on this rail. The only part I'm not pretty sure of is if it would focus this rail right here. This roller, I'm not 100% sure where it comes into play. I know that it has something to do with this piece here. I had to clean some of the rust off of it. It goes something like that. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this hole, I believe, goes right here. I think. I believe. And then this piece goes here, and then goes there, like so. But now I don't know whether this goes in first or has to be put in after the glass is in. I'm going to put it in with the glass in and see if that leads me in a certain direction, and if not, then we'll just rethink it. Alright, so this is what I got figured out so far. I want to try to get most of this figured out before I get the glass down in there fumbling around with it. This, I'm pretty sure, goes like that with this square shank bolt, a nut on the bottom, just like so. This is the stop that goes against the rubber at the bottom, and it goes something like that. Of course, it'll have to be adjusted. And then I showed earlier, I believe, this roller follower goes here. Now I don't know whether this goes in first or whether I got to put the glass in and then put that on. But I believe I'm going to try to put the glass in with this on it. I think. I don't know. Let's put the glass in it and find out. All right, trial run number 1. Might end up having to put the other end first. Yes, I need to line those up on the rollers first. Just like so, I think. Not for sure. How far will you drop down in there? Now I think is the time to go ahead and put this on. Get this cam follower. I don't know what is fixing to happen. Alright, now. Go ahead and get that on. Alright, now. Through this hole, you can see that bolt hole back there. I've got to put this screw in the other side of that track. So let's see if we can get that done. Possibly. Let me roll the window down a little bit. Something pretty close to that. All right, let me get a screwdriver. We'll see if we can get this track in here. Hopefully. Something like that. All right. Just like so, I think. I can't see nothing. I've got to get this round hole on that. I can't describe it to you. Hopefully you can see it. Now, I just got to find the hole of this thing. Right there. Got it. Now, to get the nut on it, that should be a blast. All right. Look here. Alright, so this arm right here has to go on that pin right there, and there's a clip that, if y'all have been watching the playlist when I took these doors apart almost 2 years ago, you'll remember that I broke one of those clips. And of course I don't have one, because why would I? I'm probably gonna make it do with a different type of clip, but I gotta get that arm onto that pin, and I know y'all can't see. There is no way. Let me see it. Real close, believe it or not. Alright, I'm gonna have to move you fellers out of the way for just a minute so I can fit both my hands in here. So we got our glass in. If y'all remember, when I installed these rubber things, I didn't know how long that needed to be. Well, that is too long. It hangs up right here and tries to fold it back, so we'll go ahead and shave this. Something like that. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Now, I believe our window is going up too far. Well, okay, maybe not. Okay. Alright, so our gap looks pretty good right here. If we do need to adjust that gap, I'll have to find it. Maybe you can see it. This is the top part of that track that's adjustable, and we can adjust the angle of the glass with that track. So we can get it pretty close right now, but until we get our weather stripping, our roof weather stripping up here, we won't know the exact gap. But it's tight right now, so everything seems to work okay. It's awfully noisy, but we'll get in there and lube everything and see if we can get it working right. So now we've got some adjusting we need to do. You'll notice this thing is hitting up against this outer edge, and we can adjust that right here. To bring that glass towards us a little more. Up. Let's see what it does. You can see we got a decent gap right there. So like I said, when we get our outer piece of trim on, we'll know better where that thing should be adjusted. Now, if you look up here at the top, you'll notice our window needs to come back this way a little bit, or this window needs to come forward. And the truth is, we really won't know until we get this roof trim in. But for right now, I'm just going to line these two up, and if we have to, we'll adjust both of them later. So if y'all remember what I pointed out earlier, this is how we'll adjust that. So the top needs to come in some, so that means we need to push the bottom towards the inside of the door. So I want to go ahead and take this nut off. It might make it a little bit easier. So this needs to come out. Something like let's try that. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so we've got all the adjustment out of that we can get. So the rest of it we're gonna have to get from right here. And we'll make it as good as we can. But, you know, we're fooling with old stuff. So only so much you're gonna be able to do. And you gotta remember when you're screwing this in that the other side of that bolt is the outer skin of the car. So you don't have tons of room. Let's see what we got. All right, that looks a whole lot better. Now we got to see if we can get rid of some of this wiggle that's in this window. We still got some parts we got to put on. Hopefully that'll fix it. We'll see. All right, as you can see, we got some wiggle in here we got to get rid of. Now, let's see, I've got two parts. Which one goes where? All right, so we'll roll the window down. We'll put these felts on and see if that gets rid of some of it. All right, see if we can get this thing in here. Somehow, might have been easier with the glass out of it. Something like that. All right, now let's get our other piece of trim up on the shelf. Something like that. And now this one will get adjusted out to it. Something like yo. I need you out that way. Which might be a little bit too tight. We'll just have to see. All right, we have one more towards the hinge area. This encapsulates our locking, unlocking doohickey. Is it gonna fit? Let's try rolling the window down. That more better right there. Big old fat fingers. Let's see what we got here. Might be a little bit too tight. And again, it might not be. Now, let's get our outside trim piece on, and we'll see if we got rid of it. Let's get our trim on here. Let's see what we got here. Looks pretty good to me. Now, still got wiggle. Now some of this will be took care of by our piece of trim that goes here on the inside that has this felt on it. Some of that can be took care of by that, but we do have something that is making noise somewhere. See if we can find it. Found it. I don't really know what can be done about that. It's got a clip back behind it, like a spring clip. I believe this nut is supposed to be pushed up against. I don't think so, though. I don't think that's the way it goes. Oh, anyway, that's a problem for a different time.
Some will say, never gonna let me out. Like a stone that's rolled away, seasons change, then you hear me shout. Listen to the wind, it carries songs, friends long gone. Listen as the graves, speaking strange cliches. Think of your own ways and write them down in a song. There's a better way. There's an easier way, I know. Red light shine no more. This time I've closed
inside trim on. And you might be wondering how in the world I got that on with the glass in it. And I'm gonna show you. I don't know how the factory did it. Don't care how the factory did it. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and I'm fixing to show you a much easier way to do it. All right. Now you see that little lip right there? The one that goes straight up that way? What you're gonna do is you're gonna take an angle grinder, just like that one, and you're gonna take that lip off. Now, basically, that's what you should have now. So now, we'll take some solvent, but be careful because that thing's a razor blade. We'll clean this up good as we can. I'm not up on my tetanus shot, so I gotta be careful. Heck, I'm not up on my rabies shot either. Alright, we'll clean our surface up on our window, and then we'll put this sucker on. Alright, now, get you some 3M double-sided tape, and just down a little bit. Because your piece is going to bottom out against this piece of inside trim. All right, I cut that a little bit long, so let me lop that off. And make sure it's 3M double-sided tape. There is a difference. Get that good and stuck. Grab our tweezers. And this stuff can be aggravating to unpeel. Man alive. All right. Now take your trim, get it down here where it's supposed to be, and that curve goes all the way at the curve down here, and you're going to slide what's left of that lip inside, just like that. And you're pushing it this way, because remember we left that other part of that lip on there, and that goes in between your glass and your other piece of trim there. And then press it on and you are done. Not going nowhere. But, sorry about that. But, if you were to whatever need to get that off, then it's not going to be absolutely impossible to do. Just like so. Nobody but me and you knows that, so don't tell nobody. There's our door glass installed. Needs to be cleaned. I think it turned out pretty dang good. Be happy with it. They roll up really easy. So pretty happy about that too. If you made it this far, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. This was quite the task. You can see outside it is very dark and it was very daylight when I started. I'm guessing 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours putting both back glass, door glass windows in. It's a job, and it's really complicated to me anyway by the fact that I am claustrophobic, and not claustrophobic in the sense that a lot of people think about claustrophobia. I do not get concerned with elevators or staircases, stairways, or anything like that. Mine is more if I get to a place where I can't move my hands the way that I want to move my hands, I will, you know what I mean? So it's really hard for me to concentrate on doing stuff like that inside the doors, because I'm constantly fighting my own brain, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, that way you are notified every time I release new content. Make sure to check out the playlist on this 57, where you can watch this thing from beginning to where we're at right now. Hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment. The comments and especially the thumbs up, they really help the whole mechanism of YouTube. So till next time, y'all go do some work.
Song for me.